Doctor Who Snakedance. This is season 2 for the Fifth Doctor, played by Peter Davison. This one is not one of my favorites. It's okay. It's going to get a decent score. The Fifth Doctor has some amazing episodes, and if you collectively take his entire run, it's pretty awesome. You could probably go so far as to say it might be one of the best complete runs for any Doctor. There's a lot of good ones. Season 1 is pretty much pretty much flawless almost. This one is continuing from Kinda with the Mara, which is that snake creature. Remember, Tegan got she was possessed or whatever, and she had the snake tattoo. So it's continuing from there. They're going to the actual home world. So the Mara subconsciously forced Tegan to give the wrong directions to the Doctor, bringing him to the home world, because there's a ceremony that takes place where this Federation representative guy, he's like this kind of rich spoiled kid. He's great. The spoiled guy, they do this ceremony. It's like, oh, we've rid the world of the Mara, but really they haven't. It's just been laying dormant, and now it's returning through Tegan. They need this crystal. Once they put the crystal into the snake thing, it's going to come back. It sounds okay, but I just feel like that story was done and they should have just moved on. So for the story itself, I'm going to give it a 1.5. So 2 is the best you can get. 1.5 is definitely above average. I like the story of what's happening. Like, it sounds neat. It's like, okay, I got to do this. I think it's more just the execution of how everything played out. It feels like once they get there, there's not a lot going on. They're kind of just walking back and forth through the same sort of there's basically 2 or 3 sets. That's how Doctor Who is. But if this one felt smaller for some reason, I'm going to give the pacing a 1. I think they really needed to tighten this up. Get there, run around, figure out. Literally, there's an episode where the Doctor is imprisoned, and it feels like he's there for the whole thing. And you're like, why is it? And then he doesn't even escape on his own. This other guy kind of lets him out. And I'm like, the Doctor should be more active in this. I feel like he's just like, well, I put this thing on Tegan, so that'll block out the influence of the Mara. But then he gets removed in 5 minutes. So you're like, okay. So yeah, it just could have been a little bit faster. This probably should have been 2 parts, really, 2-parter. And then maybe you could have added the other 2 parts to something else. So the artistry, I'll give it a 1. It looks okay. I watched the Blu-ray with the updated effects, which does help it a little bit. I actually thought when I watched Kinda, I thought the effects were okay. Even the non-updated ones, it's kind of a puppet or whatever, the snake, but they tried. This one is fine. I didn't hate anything. The caves looks pretty cool. So there's this cave system. There's this door that opens up and they go in. That looks pretty neat. The rest of it is just there's one room for the noble family, and then there's the little village. And it's just, you can tell, Nyssa tries to run after Tegan, and you can tell that ends. She's like, okay, Tegan, wait. And then it's you can't run anymore because you've run out of set. I don't know why I felt that in this one. Normally, I don't feel that at all if you've seen my other Peter Davison reviews. So yeah, artistry is okay. Music's fine. I'm going to give the characters a 2, though. Big time. Okay. Great Tegan episode. So definitely lots of range of emotion. She has the glowing red eyes. She's kind of crazy. I like doing her, she's got a crazy voice and everything. That's really neat. There's some fun stuff with Nyssa too, where she dressed up a little bit different. She has a skirt on and this little blouse, and she comes out and she's all happy to show the Doctor that she's all dressed up, and the Doctor doesn't care, which makes it really funny. And she keeps going oh, Doctor, hello. And he doesn't care. That was hilarious. So I really liked that. Okay. There's the archaeologist guy who's this museum curator kind of guy, and he's this historian, and he likes these old artifacts. He's actually pretty good, and he's realistically good for the story they're telling. He's like, look, I don't believe you, Doctor. This is just a myth. We play this out. The Mara's gone. That's it. And he's like, all I care about is, facts and it's ornaments and artifacts from that time. There's a great part where there's this head It's like the six faces, the six like foolish faces or something. I don't remember the exact thing. I'm trying to see if I can find my notes on what I called it. But anyways, what they actually called it. But it's only five. And he's like, you see, he goes, these guys have messed up. There's only five faces here. And the doctor's like, well, wait a minute. What is this thing? Is it a sculpture? Like, what is it? He's like, well, technically, it's worn as a helmet. And then when you put the helmet on, the way it's situated is that there's like a face here, a face here, a face here, a face here, and then one here. And then and the doctor's like, well, technically, your face is the sixth one. And it's like, that was really cool. You can kind of put that as a story element, but I'm mentioning it here because I liked when the guy put it on. It was one of the things to say, like, listen, buddy, you don't know everything, that was good. The punk kid, the rich kid is awesome. Great casting. He looks like this character. And he behaves like this character. He's bored with life. He's like, oh, I'm just this noble who's bored and oh, something exciting. And then Tegan takes him over. She gives him the tattoo, transfers over, and then he's with her. He's awesome. His mom is totally a goof, which is the character that they wanted. It's not that she sucks. She's playing it well. Characters were awesome. So they really took me through this episode where the story was really good. So I'm going to give the enjoyment factor a 1. So this is getting a 6.5 out of 10. That is not a bad score. It's just that I'm looking at Peter Davison's complete run and then I'm judging it accordingly. Doctor Who's my favorite TV show. So I would rather watch this than anything new, Star Trek, or especially Doctor Who new, which is just abysmal. But like I'm comparing it to Peter Davison. So it's a weaker one. So 6.5. Ultimately, the story idea was cool. And the characters are good. So that's why it's getting like the score that it's getting versus it could have gotten a little bit lower, right? But anyway, still really enjoy Peter Davison's run. Great Doctor. Slightly underrated, I think, because people don't really, I hate doing these rankings, and I've been guilty myself. I do the rankings, like, who's your favorite Doctor? No. And I try not to do it anymore at all, because I really do like those 12 actors. All 12 have been really good. So I do enjoy all of them. And Peter Davison, he never comes up as in your top 2 or 3. You know what I mean? It's always like Tom Baker. People throw in David Tennant or Matt Smith. Occasionally you'll get like a Patrick Troughton or something get thrown in there. John Pertwee, I guess, is kind of the guy is maybe my personal, if I say it, do I have to pick a favorite kind of, but it's not really like that. Like I'll watch anything. Like I love Colin Baker. Throwing on a Colin Baker episode. He's great. Colorful costume. I think it's a lot of fun. So I don't want to get into this. Let's rank them. Even though I have been guilty of ranking them in the past. Anyways, that's it for this one, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are. Please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, check out some of the other Doctor Who stuff. Until next time.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.